this is our total body car routine. This is Dr. Andrea Espina's work, functional range conditioning. So when we're doing a car, which stands for controlled articular rotation, we're basically isolating a certain area, a certain joint, trying to just have movement there while we stiffen up everything else, and that stiffening is called irradiation. So I'm going to use the example of the neck, and then I'm going to go through the entire body. So if I'm going to do a controlled articular rotation for my neck, I'm going to stiffen the rest of the body. So what that's going to feel like is maybe a little bend in the knees, kind of screw your feet into the floor, grab the floor, make some fists. I think if somebody's trying to push my arms up, I'm going to drive them back down, and I'm going to stiffen here a little bit and also breathe through my stomach. Maybe a little shallow breaths, almost like if somebody put a really heavy weight on my back and I had to hold it. So everything else is stiff except what I'm working on. So I'm going to go ahead and irradiate, and now the whole goal of a controlled articular rotation is take the joint that I'm working on through the biggest possible range of motion that I can. Now, a couple caveats here. If I'm going through, let's say, my neck and I have pain right here, sometimes we want to skip over that area. So we could either reverse the motion or we could come out of the extreme range of motion a bit and continue on over to the other side. So just keep that in mind. We're not always pushing through pain on these. Sometimes we will. Look for directions specifically in your email. So let's go ahead and run through one rep. We would usually do up to 3 to 5 reps on each joint. I'm just going to do 1 rep in each area. So here we go. Then we're going down the spine, so I'm going to turn profile for this one. So now we're going to try to lock your hips up. So I'm going to go through flexion and rotation. Start to go through extension. Start to rotate the opposite direction. And then back through flexion. And then we'll come back. Now we're going to go to shoulder. So working on my right shoulder, stiffen up the left, karate chop hand on the right, good posture, big circle. So reach out away from your body the whole way. When you get to the top, reach high, flip your hand over, try to keep your sternum facing your original target. Keep rolling the hand back as you cut the angle. When you get down, your palm should be facing out away from your body. As I hit about 45 degrees in the back here, I'm going to start to roll the hand open. Come back around. We do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to go to shoulder blade. I'm going to have you guys watch my shoulder blade on this one. Again, I'm going to stiffen up my left side. If my arm was to start straight out from my body, I'm going to bring it in 45 degrees. From here, I'm going to lift my shoulder blade up, take it in towards my spine, down towards my hip pocket, and then out towards my fist. And now I'm going to start to smooth those individual movements out, and then I'm going to try to reverse that as well. Now we go to elbow. Elbows we can do together. So imagine that we've got something resting on both forearms. We don't want to fall. So what we want to do is we want to basically open up as far as we can. So really rotate open into supination. We want to come up as far as we can through elbow flexion, roll into pronation as far as we can. And if we're doing this well, we should see the hands come together a bit. If they're stuck out here, that means we need to be working on this. In, and then down, and then we can go right back through it, up, and down. Wrists, can do it a couple different ways. We can make fists on both sides. We can open the hands up. Either way, what we're going to do is try to go through ulnar deviation, which is in, when my hands are facing up. We're going to go down through extension. Now we're going to go into radial deviation or out. And then we're going to bring them up through flexion. And what we want to try to eliminate is a lot of elbow movement here. So basically you're doing a slow, just like the name says, controlled rotation of the wrist. And then we can flip directions. So for the hip, you can use something for balance. You don't need to, but if I'm working my right hip, say I'm using something for balance, really grip it, get the other hand stiff. You could also go just out in front and kind of use your hands to buttress against one another. What we're going to do is go through all ranges of the hip here. So we're going to go through flexion as high as we can, keeping this hip still. Take that right hip through abduction, keep it in flexion. Now start taking the heel to the ceiling. So this is internal rotation, as far as you can. Keep the angle closed down here at the knee. Take it back through extension and try to eliminate any torso lean here. Everything's stiff, now we're gonna come back around. So heel should start high. As we come back, now start to rotate the heel down and back through flexion, and that would be the hip. Now we're gonna go to the knee. These are a little easier to do seated. So on this one, we kind of put our thigh in a headlock, lock it up, and if you look at your tibial tuberosity, what we're gonna try to do is rotate that in to start. So rotate in. So if you see your ankle moving and not your tibia, just imagine that that's happening. It's a hard movement to get down. We try to go through extension of the leg here. Now we're gonna rotate out and then come back down. And now we would reverse that. So now we're gonna externally rotate, bring the knee up, internally rotate, bring it back down. The ankle, we can use the same position. We can set the heel down. I like to keep it in the air. So now we're gonna bring the ankle up in a dorsiflexion as hard as you can. Now start to go down and around. Imagine drawing a circle with the tip of your big toe. The feet are really common to have some cramping going on. When we hit the top, we can flip directions. One thing we're trying to eliminate in the ankle is if you see a lot of spasticity or rigidity, try to really smooth this out here. And then what we finish up with is what we call toe yoga. This is just basically independent control of the toes or intrinsic control. So we want to be able to lift both big toes, and we want to be able to lift our outer toes. And we would be able to go back and forth eventually, lifting. Okay? Now if we can't, this is one area where you're gonna help yourself out. Maybe we do 1 foot at a time, practice lifting the toes only, and then we can cover up the other side, lift the big toe only, and then try to come back to it. So that is our total body carves routine. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Also look for in your email any specifics to you that we might give you.